So I've got a couple of issues with my Benchcrafted vise and how I have it installed. I think it's pretty good, but there's a couple of things that I'm just going to record here so that I can review them and plan out how I want to tune this a little further. So this is fully extended. Well, maybe it's got 2 or 3 threads that are bit into the nut on the back, but that's fully extended. And if we watch, that works about like you'd expect. There's a little bit of sound in here, a little bit of rubbing sound. It's not rubbing on any wood, I can say that, but it is definitely maybe the bushing, I suspect. Now the other issue that I've noticed is that, let me bring it in just a little bit. We're a little bit crooked. And this, I'm not sure why that is. It cinches down just fine, but it is not straight. Now, I have measured the mounting pins here on both sides, and they are both the same distance from the inside face, or well, the faces that face each other, I should say. So they're not crooked in that regard, or out of plumb, true, whatever. They're the same distance from here to here and here to here. So I'm not sure why the vise is crooked, other than maybe I have the nut on the back side maybe is out of position. So there's that to consider. The second issue that I've noticed, so it goes in really smooth other than a little bit of noise, not a big deal. Coming out though, it's not tight. I mean, it's certainly easy to move, but it doesn't spin as freely until I get about a little further out. And when I'm a little bit further out, it's nice and smooth, just like you would kind of expect. It's nice and quiet. So there's a couple of issues that I'm thinking through here. One is that I'll bring it in just a little bit further, is that the nut that's on, right underneath my finger needs to maybe go just a little bit that way to take the vise chop and turn it just a little bit. I'll have to move the bushing for that, I suspect, but that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. The second issue that I have that I don't think is a big deal is that this is not actually plumb. When I look at this right here touches a skosh low, and this is about I don't know, maybe a 16th, a heavy 16th high from the bench top. So we're skewed a little that way. I've measured my pins from the top of the vise chop, from the leg to the bottom of the top is perfect in terms of being parallel to the top. On the chop, however, I am about 1 millimeter, maybe 1.5 millimeters low on this side, or high on the other side, depending on how you look at it, for the pin. I didn't think that would be that big of a deal. My drill press looks like it might be a little bit out of tram, or I need to retram the drill press, I should say. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know that that's a big deal. I mean, I can always just kind of reshape this so that it's flat to the top, and who cares? But that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'd really like some perspective and some thoughts on this, if anybody's got an idea of, what I might, if my tuning, I don't want to go through a whole bunch of tuning and then find out that I was just wrong and ended up chasing something. So any thoughts would be great. Thanks.